Welcome, people of Earth. This is Earth Farming for Humans by Xenomorph Farms. I'm your host, Thoth the Alien. With me as always, Alien Infinity. Say hello, Ayat.
Hello.
Fantastic. Now we are about a week away from harvest. Now I got a post coming up that I want to give a close-up view of the trichomes, and that's an easy way to tell when you're ready for harvest because of the color of the trichomes themselves. But we'll get deeper into that when we get into the tent. Also in this video, I want to do a deep dive of a process called flushing. A lot of humans don't really agree with flushing, but it's an important process.
Humans? Leaving floaters in the toilet? Disgusting.
Oh no, you misunderstand. Not that kind of flushing. Although I hope you do that kind of flushing. But what I'm talking about is flushing the soil of nutrients, minerals, and other things that'll make your smoke very harsh after curing. So we'll dive deeper into that as well. Also, I'd like to show you a little bit of a problem we had that you can clearly see that's happening with the leaves, but luckily this happened close to the flush, so it's not a big deal, but I'd like to walk you through it just in case it happens to you. I want you to know why it happened, how to prevent it. So, let's get into it. Alright humans, here we are, nearing harvest day. That's our super skunk. This is our monster blood. As I predicted, it's basically just one big ass flower. So, let's start with the elephant in the room. These crispy dead leaves. So, what happened here is kind of the fault of yours truly. It's a risky maneuver, but to increase some potency and the size of your flowers, you let it dry down to just about the time where the leaves just start to dip. And when they start to dip and you feed it, it frantically takes up all that nutrient and it swells these flowers, and it performs very, very well if you can time this correctly. But as you can see, as a busy alien, I did not time this correctly. So what happened, these leaves, they were laying down completely, just flat against the buds, just completely drooped. And then I would feed them, they would pop back up, but unfortunately by then the damage was already done. Luckily, the feeds that we made risky, it was very close to the flush, so it's not going to affect our end product, not in the least. But let's get into the yellowing of these leaves. So, as we talked about, we started the flushing process, and what that entails, all the nutrients that we fed into our soil, we are now going to flush out with regular water until there's nothing left but clear water coming out of the bottom. And then what this does, this signals to your plant that it's coming to the end of the season. Just like if it's outside, it'll start to fade. The leaves will start turning yellow, as you're seeing here, because what's happening is your flowers are devouring all the nutrients left in its leaves that it pulled up through your whole cycle to finish off feeding its flowers. as a final push. So this is something that happens in nature when it's coming to the end and it knows it's about to die. It starts pulling all the nutrients out of its soil, out of its leaves, feeds it into its flowers, swells up, and basically every harsh nutrient, every heavy metal gets devoured by the plant itself, so it won't be left in your flowers when you smoke it. So you won't get that gray, dirty ash. You won't get that harsh smoke that makes you cough. You just get clean medicine. Now I'm going to give you a quick example of what flushing entails when it comes to your cocoa. I got my trusty watering can here. I'm going to give you just a quick tutorial on flushing. So when you get about to week 8, I would suggest start the flush. Maybe even a little bit before, but it also depends if you have 9-week plants, 12-week plants. Just use your best judgment. You want to give enough time to flush the soil completely before they finish their flowering cycle. You don't want those trichomes turning completely gold unless you want a heavy sedative plant. You just want them kind of bronze. If they're white, it's too early. Bronze, kind of perfect right in the middle. And then if you wait too long, they'll start to turn brownish. It's a very sedative, heavy potency if you let them go too long and those trichomes turn brown. So basically, if you leave them more on the white side, it's going to give you a sativa effect. Just kind of where we're at now. If you wait until that bronze, you get the perfect 50-50 of the potential of the plant between sativa and indica leaning effects. But if you let it go too long, you're going to get a lot of CBN, which is the Xanax of the cannabis world, and that's just going to put you to sleep. So, depends on your preference at the end of the day. So, what we're looking to do is just flood this soil. Just no specific tactic here. Just flood it. Make that cocoa float. And then with your end game here, you want the water coming out of the bottom to be completely clear. Now sometimes it might take a few rounds, so you just kind of flood it with regular water, no nutrients added, nothing special. If you have reverse osmosis water, that's definitely better. Distilled water, still better than your tap water, but just regular water out of the tap will do. And then as you see, still got a little color coming out when it rushes out of the bottom. So this is going to need a lot more water. Now we flushed this yesterday, but it's still got a little ways to go. As you can see, it's starting to fade, but it still has some nutrients in that soil. So we just keep pouring regular water through there until what comes out of the bottom is as clear as the water you put in the top. And that will guarantee a perfect flush. Just as an extra added treat, I want to give you humans a little bonus and show you the size of these colas, because these pictures just don't do it justice. And I heard you humans like to use bananas as a size comparison. So do I have a treat for you? Oh, do I have a treat for you? I just happened to find this banana under one of our couches as a size comparison. Look at that, humans. Yeah, that's a banana size. Oh yeah, all of them are pretty big. What do you think of that, humans?